This tree is the coolest tree in the world.
Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline. I hope you guys are enjoying some of these clips from my time in North Carolina this past October. I know I had mentioned in the last vlog that I was able to spend the entire month up there, and I really can't begin to express how incredible it was to have that much time and to take that leave of absence after my grandmother passing and be there with my brother for a few days and then my mom for the rest of the time. We actually hadn't spent that much time under one roof since we lived together and I was a teenager. So I really wanted to appreciate how important that was. We did so much. Part of it was taking things out of storage, going through them, rewrapping them like these salt and pepper shakers, making them much more able to move ultimately, but also if anything was damaged, trying to repair that, or if we were going to sell anything in the estate sale, to do that as well. And it was a lot of work. We were working every day. It was definitely not a vacation. You can see the steep incline here on this clip, kind of going up the side of the house. If you take a look at under where that window is, like that's her second floor, like her lower floor, and it just keeps getting higher from there. So it was definitely a lot of work, but it was so worth it. And we were able to celebrate Thanksgiving early. We actually had our simple Thanksgiving before Halloween so that we could have one together. And the environment there was just incredible, you know, be it the moon, the trees. It's like living on Endor. We made a fire on Halloween evening, and then this footage here is the sunrise on the last day that I was there. As my footage from North Carolina comes to a close, I hope you'll indulge me with a few photos of my grandmother who passed. I know I didn't include any video last time because I don't have any, as I mentioned, but she was a huge influence on us growing up. We actually lived with my grandparents till we were about 13 or 14 because my parents divorced when we were young. So anybody who loved Nanny, you know, we all miss her, and I thank you for your kind words and your kind thoughts. I really do appreciate them. Transitioning back to regular life was interesting after a month on Endor, but I was really excited to get back to work and figure out what was left to do to open my website. You can see here I'm just making a list. I love kind of keeping myself on track and being able to physically mark things off when they're finished. So I know I need to take photos. I know I need to test prints and paper. I know I need to figure out the payment kind of e-commerce side of things and the shipping information, how I want to handle that, if it's through a certain website or something. And then test a purchase, doing a soft launch, making sure that if we order something, that it's going to ship out correctly and arrive safely. So we're going to order something ourselves and test it that way. This process of trimming all of the 5x7 prints was actually very monotonous, but in the best possible way. I was really able to get into it, get in the groove, look at all of the details, make sure all the measurements were perfect, and spend a lot of time. I would love to invest in a better paper cutter. This one does the job just fine, but I can always dream. I want one of those big swing lines that has the giant sword on the side, practically the one that they used as a weapon in the faculty. That would be amazing. I did run out of ink very fast. I had actually had some on order, so I had ordered a whole new set of ink from Amazon, but it wasn't gonna be to my home in time for me to really get this done in the time frame that I was hoping for. So I did have to do a quick search and see who around me had any, and make that trip over to Staples, I think is where I ended up getting it from. So I guess they don't have any of just the regular black. They just have this giant one, which, I mean, I gotta do, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. If I sounded unenthusiastic in that clip, it's because that's the exact set I had just ordered from Amazon, but I felt like it wasn't coming in time, so spending that money twice on that giant set was a little painful. But I'm still very happy to have it. I will definitely need it. I'm gonna be using it, and obviously the ink is running out very quickly, but this is me printing quite a bit, you know? I mean, I'm trying to print between 3 to 10 of each of these items, most of which I'm only printing 5 of, but a couple of the ones that I think are my best work, I'm maybe printing a couple more of just to be hopeful and to be ready. But I also think that it's important for me to get that experience of how to handle this printer, knowing what to expect from my ink usage, how the different papers feel and look with different kinds of materials or that I'm using on my originals. I think that the oil paintings look best with the luster finish, and I think that the watercolors and inks look best with the matte finish. Honestly, the matte finish looks like I literally just painted on that piece of paper. It's so good. And you'll notice when Dracula comes out here, this is one of my oil paintings, and I'll hold him up to the camera so you can see, but the blacks are so black and the colors are so rich. I really feel like it's an incredible paper, and I'm so thrilled with the quality of the ink.
I am Dracula.
So I'm having a little bit of an issue with my printer, and this happened even before I just refilled my black ink. But these, I just printed all 3 in a row, and these 2 look like the same color, but this one looks more red. And the more red is actually what it should be. It should be more true to that color. What's interesting though is that I didn't change any of the settings because I thought it was printing like this. And then I printed those other 2 and they look more, they have a bit more of a brown cast to the background. Look, I don't know, can I try and see? So this one's a little more browny, this one's a little more red, and you can try and see on the same side too. And it's a very subtle difference, but it's still a difference. And I'm wondering what on earth has happened to make that so. I just don't know. So I'm gonna try and print it again because I want them all to look like this one. But now I have 2 more that look like this, and I already have a couple printed that were like that, and I thought I tweaked the settings enough that I had fixed it, but apparently not. Apparently it's just randomly spitting out some that are more red than others. And I've checked my levels on my other inks, not just my black, and they're okay, and they're printing evenly. None of the print heads are clogged. But yeah, interesting. I mean,
collection as usual.
Wow.
And if you're interested in adopting
That's just...
I have them available
What?
at d-iris.com.
And this happened last night and it's still like...
off of prints, originals,
Yeah,
and
you
everything
can
in my
see my
store,
fingerprints there.
because I'm having
The ink is
holiday
just
sales,
laying on top of that
so
paper.
20% off of your entire
Beautiful breakfast on Thanksgiving. Beef brisket quesadillas, scrambled eggs, and a chimay for the holiday. Woo! And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous outside. So I'm taking my breakfast on the veranda. Warm.
Am I following it?
Oh yeah, you wanted the lasagna is what we care about. Get some of the little bubble action over there. So the lighting has been different in this video because number one, it's been getting dark so early, it's hard for me to even do anything during the daylight hours because I do have a regular retail job in the daytime. So almost all of my studio work is done at night or possibly on days off, but days off in this time frame have been filled with a lot of other duties too. So yeah, interesting lighting setup. Even now, I know I probably look more undead than usual, but it's probably a pretty accurate representation of how I look on a daily basis anyway, so, you know, pretty pale, whatever. What are you gonna do? But the great news is I am finally prepped for my website to launch. Yay! Finally! I know, it's taken so long. It was supposed to open in October. Obviously, I went to North Carolina. Then it was going to open in November. And I had a hard time getting everything done that I wanted to get done for prep work. And I have to say, the thing that really was stressing me out and that kind of blocked me from opening about a week or so ago was the shipping part, the actual setting up of, do I need to collect taxes, how much to charge for shipping, what kind of accounts I need to use. I did end up going with ShipStation, which is great. I upgraded my Squarespace account to calculate shipping at checkout, but it wouldn't let me use the type of shipping that I want to, which is just first class mail, because that's what will keep my shipping costs the lowest for everyone. So I ended up not using that calculating shipping at checkout thing and just doing a flat rate shipping. So ChemicArt.com, as I post this video, is open for business, and it has flat rate shipping for $4.99 in the United States. Right now I'm only open to the United States. I will expand in the future. We're just putting our toe in the water. We're just figuring it out. So we're just gonna start small and slowly build. December 1st, for anyone who doesn't know, well, it's not that it's December 1st, but the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving is known as Giving Tuesday, and it's a day where people celebrate championing their charities and donating to things they believe in. And because one of the things that spurred me into action into releasing this website now was my charity item. So my pin, my Black Lives Matter pin with the little witchy moon and everything, is going to be available. All of the proceeds, any profits, are going to be donated to the Equal Justice Initiative. So I feel really excited that it was the perfect day to open. It's the perfect day to invite you guys to come and take a look at this and still, you know, get stuff in time for Christmas. If you have any gifts to give, anything like that, I don't know. I think they're just cool, and it's a great cause. I'm super stoked. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I know that a lot of this stuff, pretty much everything I've done, is a first for me. So I will continue to release more products. I will continue to release more vlogs, and I look forward to getting better at everything. But I really look forward to hearing your feedback once I actually have some products in people's hands and in people's homes. Now that I have this setup of being able to make these prints and figuring out how to get them to look good and the tweaks and settings and all that different thing, if you guys are asking for the same print, like if I see that happening a lot, like I'm like, oh, I've gotten a few requests for this as a print, then sure, should be pretty easy. If it's just a one-off, you know, reach out and we'll see if that can happen. But quite honestly, I'd rather get something in my store that more than one person would want. But I mean, you never know. You might all want the same thing. You know, I've got some old Walking Dead artwork. I've got some old David Tennant artwork. I've got, you know, several different things up there that we can see if I can clean up digitally to make it beautiful and a print. And again, a lot of this stuff I only have photos of. I don't necessarily have the originals anymore. And if the photos aren't high enough quality to turn them into a high quality print, then, you know, maybe if I have a lot of people ask for something that I don't have anymore and I don't feel like I can represent it well in print, then maybe I will do a new piece that can kind of replace that piece. Maybe not the same exact thing, but maybe the same subject matter. Like if everybody is commenting on something that's just not in my possession anymore, then I know that it's something that maybe I should look at. So we'll see. But for now, I just am happy to do what's in the store. Anything that I add later, you know, will come over time. I don't expect to add any new products in December, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm really excited. I really, again, appreciate everybody's support and kind words. Everybody's been super cool. and I'm kind of rambling because I'm excited and it's late at night and I'm filming this the night before we open. I'm gonna just pop it into the vlog and make a thumbnail and post this in the morning. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So yee. Oh, I kind of look like, I feel like I'm so pale, I almost look like I'm doing a Harley Quinn cosplay right now. With the red lip, little bit. You'll notice my hair is not pink anymore either. I am going back to as light as I can get it, more like platinum, silvery, but it takes time. It takes time. We're gonna get there. Anyway, that was so weird, getting distracted by yourself in the viewfinder. Is this what people do when they film themselves? Oh. I'm obviously going to edit this, but this was all my first take at like 9:30 at night after a long day. And a margarita, but we don't have to worry about that. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you guys later.